It's all fun and games at the Squat Rack. Oh, until somebody reps out a protein fart. Squeeze those cheeks and get ready for Under 10 Fitness.
Y'all ready for this?
What's up and welcome to Under 10 Fitness. Today it is the week 2 review of my fitness program wherein I'm trying to get stronger, hit a couple of goals, and also lose some weight at the same time. I've got a couple different points that I am measuring here. Again, this is the third podcast that I'm doing about this, so this is week 2 review, and then I did the introduction. So if you do not know what I'm talking about, basically, I'm doing a fitness program. It's a 6-week program. I tested myself at the beginning, and then I'll test myself at the end of the 6 weeks. I've got 4 weeks left to go. At the beginning of the test, I did things like pull-ups, push-ups, bodyweight squats. I ran, and I weighed myself. And I took note, and I measured all of that stuff to see if at the end of this 6 weeks, I can get better and progress at those things. The nice thing about this program is that I don't just have one point of reference. I'm not just going to see how much weight I lose at the end of this thing. I'm going to see if I actually get stronger, get more flexible, mobile, and can actually up my endurance and cardio. So I have more factors coming into this so that at the end of this, I'm not disappointed if I don't actually hit a certain or specific goal, because life's not just about one thing. We've got all of these different things going on, and there's different ways to measure success, and that's what we're doing here. After 2 weeks now, I am down 4 pounds, and it's kind of, I don't want to say discouraging, but it's interesting that I basically lost 3 pounds in 1 week, actually 3.5 pounds the first week, and then over the course of the second week, I only lost half a pound. And that's kind of how the scale works. So if you look at a weight loss chart, and if you tracked your weight every single day at the same time, the chart wouldn't look like a line that just dives down. The chart looks more like the stock market. Now, you wouldn't want to see your stocks like this because a lot of times when you're doing a program like this, it's in a downward trend, and obviously you don't want to see your investments doing that. But when it comes to weight loss, that's exactly what you want to see here. But don't be discouraged if you see a spike every now and then, because that's just how weight loss works. There's all these different things that we have to account for, and it's not just about, the fat in your body. There's water weight, and sometimes we retain weight in a certain way so that it's just not falling off steadily every day. What you might see is one day, all of a sudden, boom, you're down 3 pounds. So I actually did this in 2015, around the same time, actually, in May. So it must be the summer trend, trying to get my body ready for that bikini. But I charted it every single day. And what I did is I weighed myself in the morning and at night at the same time, well, under the same conditions, right? So I weighed myself first thing in the morning after I used the restroom before I do anything. And then I weighed myself at night right before bed. And it's very interesting to watch this graph. And I actually have it up on a blog. I'll put that blog in the show notes so you can take a look at this graph. And over the course of a month, my wife Brittany and I were trying to lose 10 pounds. Now, we got pretty close. We lost 8.6 pounds. And a couple different things happened here. First of all, life happened. So about 15 to 16 days into the program, my grandmother passed away. And she was 103 years old. She lived a very long, healthy life, but it was very sad at that time, of course. And we went out to the East Coast where she lived, and we celebrated her life. And with that, we ate a lot of junk food and a lot of comfort food. My uncle owns an infamous donut shop that is very well known in St. Louis, and he makes some of the best donuts out there. So, of course, we enjoyed those because that was one of my grandmother's favorites. She actually worked at the donut shop for a number of years. So that came up. And basically, over the course of 12 days, I lost about 8 pounds, and then I gained it all back plus a pound over the next 5 days when we were out there for the memorial. But then I got home, got right back on track, and I lost it all again and got down to 8.6 pounds of weight loss from when I started at the beginning of May till, well, actually the end of May to the end of June. And I've got that all tracked, and I recorded it, and you can see it. It all goes in a downward trend, but then of course it spikes, and then it goes right back down again. And it's interesting to look at and really, not be so hard on yourself, weighing yourself every day and seeing the scale jump up and down. The main thing that you want to see is at the end of the 6 weeks, a total weight loss. So 1.5 pounds a week is what I'm shooting for, and that's a good goal as far as weight loss is concerned. And then, of course, once I lower my weight, that goal is going to go down. At the end of the 6 weeks, if I do this again, I might shoot for maybe a pound a week or a half a pound a week for weight loss, just because I've obviously got less weight to lose, so it's harder and it takes a little bit longer to lose that weight. Now, as far as the diet's concerned, I'm really going to tighten up the diet again. So over the last 2 weeks, I've been basically eating whatever I wanted, just measuring and tracking the calories. And then once I hit my daily caloric intake, that's when I stop. But now I'm going to do the same calorie limit. However, I am not going to eat whatever I want. I'm doing a lot more lean meats and vegetables, and I'm going to keep everything really clean. My wife and I just watched this documentary on Netflix called Fed Up. Now, it's a few years old, but it makes a great argument against sugar. So we're going to do that challenge. It's a 10-day challenge, but we're going to continue that through the end of this 4-week fitness program for myself anyways. I'm not going to eat any sugar. Now, let me actually adjust that a little bit. They made a good point in the documentary that added sugar basically turns right into fat. And we'll do a longer podcast about the documentary and break it down. But one of the main takeaways for me was that sugar and processed sugar and added sugars to foods basically turns right into fat. And with that, I am going to really tighten up my sugar intake. So I'm not going to eat any more than a couple of grams of sugar a day. The daily recommended amount of sugar is about 4 to 6 teaspoons a day, and I think that's pretty close. I might be off by a couple teaspoons. But up to 32 grams of added sugar a day is the daily recommended allowance. So I'm going to stick really strict to that. So a couple of different treats that I really like are peppermint candies. So I'm going to cut those out because those are 11 grams of sugar right there in just 3 little peppermints. And I was eating about 6 of those a day. I like to chew on those peppermints while I'm working. So I'm going to cut those out. And then I'm looking at the back of my any type of processed foods that we have at the house, and we really don't have a lot, but some of the things that I really like to add to food are soy sauce, and the soy sauce that we get is that sweet soy sauce, so obviously it has sugar added to that, so I'm going to cut that out. And then any type of fruit juices. We don't eat or drink a lot of fruit juices in this house anyways, but I'm definitely going to cut those out because it's just all the sugar. They take all of the fiber out of that juice, and so you're just taking in the sugar. So sugar's okay as long as there's a good amount of fiber along with it, but any type of processed sugar where all the fiber and nutrients are taken out of that, it's really just, sugar basically when you boil it down, it's poison for the body. I'm going to do really good about cutting out the sugar, and I'm strict to that 32 grams of sugar a day. I also have done this for a while now, but I add a little bit of almond or soy milk to my coffee in the morning, and I always get the almond or soy milk with no added sugar. So I'm going to stick to that, and then I'm just really going to track what I'm eating and look at the back and look at the ingredients, and if there's any added sugar, I'm really going to harshly and really consider whether or not I should be eating that. So that's the next week here. I'm going to stick to my workouts. I've been doing my workouts. They're really simple, basically push-ups, sit-ups, bodyweight squats, burpees, sprints, running, jogging, and getting out there walking and hiking. All of these are leading up towards my goal of getting better at those things. And also my skill work, I'm practicing my handstands for a couple of minutes every day, and I'm actually improving on those. So sticking true to that to make sure that I hit my goals at the end, and then basically tightening up the sugar for this week. And that will be it. So it's been good. 2 weeks in, I'm down 4 pounds. I'm happy with that. I'm feeling good about it. And also try to up my water intake a little bit as well. And that's it. So it's been a good couple weeks here. We got 4 more weeks left. And with that, I am also offering a free lifetime membership. And this is only going to last for 4 more weeks, and then I'm going to put an end on that for a little bit. If you want a free lifetime membership, all you have to do is subscribe to this podcast, take a screenshot of that, and email that to me, drew@under10fitness.com. Now, it is free to subscribe to the show, and basically what that means in the podcast app that you are listening to this in, it will automatically download the new episodes when they are released. So please subscribe to the show. Screenshot that and email that to me, drew@under10fitness.com. And once I see that, I'll send you a promo code that you can use at under10fitness.com where you can get access to the workouts that I'm doing at home. These are all bodyweight exercises that I do in the comfort of my living room, and I've got 2 great workout buddies that usually join me, and those are my cats, Pepper and Pie. So you can see them featured in a lot of these videos. My name is Drew Smith. Again, I am a personal trainer. I was a competitive powerlifter for a number of years, and I have a certification in Z-Health. As always, remember, stay motivated.
Thanks for listening to the Under 10 Fitness Podcast. Find workouts, mobility drills, and yoga online at under10fitness.com.